Please listen carefully.
What's going on, y'all? Your old pal Dave here, and welcome to Splendid. This is episode number 9. Alright. Hope y'all are having a good day. Good weekend. I went bowling earlier. Yeah, I like to hit the lanes. I'm into it. I always thought, might not be such a terrible idea to just devote a lot of time to practicing bowling and breaking into that sport. Become a professional bowler. It can't be that hard, right? You're just throwing a ball, knocking down pins. Throwing a ball, knock down pins. I feel like if you devoted enough time, you could get good enough to maybe break into a professional circuit. And I don't think, it's not super saturated with a lot of athletes. I don't think a lot of super athletes are going into bowling. So it doesn't seem like it would be that tough to break in there. But I could be wrong. But I feel like it would be cool. I could break in and be that charismatic figure covered in tattoos. I could wear really bright colors and dance around and shit and be really good for the sport. Get a lot of national attention. Picture like a Happy Gilmore style character. I feel like that's an achievable thing. And bowling, you could be a professional in your 60s. I got time. I got plenty of time to practice. The real question, I suppose, is do I want to? Is that really would that really be my big goal in life? Am I that passionate? I think not. But an interesting idea nonetheless. So I was bowling, and they're playing music, and a Nickleback song comes on, and every time I hear Nickelback, I'm always like, how do they get as much hate as they get? That's like the go-to band. If they're for shitty, who's a shitty band? Oh, it's Nickelback. It's like, how did they become the one? They don't really deserve it. I don't think. It might not be your cup of tea, but they can play their instruments. They got good enough to get signed to a label and shit and be touring, and they make probably a lot more money than you or I. But yeah, it's just the thing. It's one person decided that Nickelback was just going to be the band, and it caught on, and we all just a bunch of sheep, and that's going to be the band. It's going to be the band to hate on. I used to have a Nickelback CD back in high school, early high school. I think it was a Christmas present or something, but it had a couple good songs on it. I could get down with some of those songs. They weren't bad. Didn't make my ears bleed or nothing. But yeah, Nickelback and Creed. Creed is another one. And Creed's really, they're good. They're good at what they do. Took a lot of practice and a lot of band practicing and touring and hard work to get to where they got. I just want to tell some of those people sometimes, why don't you get up on a stage and dink around on a guitar and sing a song? See how that goes. See how that goes for you. Probably not going to go great. Unless you're just, amazing. If you're a really amazing musician, then I take it back. You can trash people. But I feel like really amazing musicians aren't trashing Nickelback. I was actually way into Creed. Yeah, I said it. Whatever. Dude's got a good voice. I understand it's a little bit, that whole thing. Yeah, you are my brother. He's got that thing going on. But that's just a style. Other people sing that way too. I think it's interesting that that's just their choice, because that dude can sing without doing that. He could probably sing without doing that, and it's just like, no, I'm gonna sing like this anyway. Fuck you. Probably the wrong choice, but hey, whatever. I can get past it. I don't see why doesn't mumble rap get the hate? If we're gonna throw shade somewhere, let's throw it to some people that are mumbling some words out. The beat might be fire, but most likely they're not writing that beat. Most likely someone else wrote the beat, and props to them. Good beat. The beat is fire. But yeah, to the dudes that are just like, yeah, popping pills, drinking, getting fucked up, getting pussy. I don't imagine. I don't fucking know. I can't say that I've tried it. But it doesn't strike me as a hard thing to do. I could be wrong. I don't know. Let's try an experiment. I'll find a beat. Let's see if I can find a beat. And I'll just mumble some shit over it. And if I come anywhere near close to something, then can we just throw shade at this whole endeavor? Because I haven't practiced. 0 hours practice. And if you can do something with 0 hours practice, the praise we should lessen the praise just a bit. Let's see if this works. Yeah, this'll work. I think. This sounds rappy. What do they rap about? Like sitting around popping pills and stuff? Okay. Okay. I got my slippers on, hey. Wearing pajamas all day. Got my tank top on, hey. Look like trash, but I'm still getting paid. I'm popping Xannies all day. I'm taking pills like, hey. I look trashy as fuck, but I don't even care, so what you gonna say? What? Ugh, something. I don't know what. Mumble Rap 101. If you can just say hey at the end of everything, it's really easy to rhyme. I don't know, that could have been super bad, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? Just talk about sitting around in your pajamas. Wearing my pajamas like, hey, looking like trash, but I still get that pussy. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say here. I just feel like, man, if you can just do that, and it's, I don't know. That's enough. That's enough. The mumble rap has to stop. It's just the dumbing down of an art form, and just kind of speaks to our culture a little bit, and we should be striving for better. Should be striving for artists, true artists, and not just people getting fucked up and, you know, puking words into a microphone. Anyway, I don't super like trash talking on people. Hey, they're doing it, you know? They're doing it. It's still, I'm sure it still takes work for them. They still gotta do, you know, they gotta do the shows, and they gotta do the tours, and they gotta do all that stuff. So I'm sure it's a lot of work. But hey, before you go knocking on Nickleback, I just barfed out a couple words, and I've only just heard it in passing. So that's just going to be the end of my point right there. Maybe I should be dumping all my time into mumble rapping and recording some mumble rap. Maybe maybe I've chosen the wrong direction in life. Do you guys ever think about that? You ever just get like in an existential crisis, and you're like, what am I doing? Is this really the life? Is this the life that I want? Or is there more that I could be doing? I think about that a lot. You know, I'm like, I have this life, and it's not bad by any means. It's good, but it's also not like the most awesome it could be. It could be awesomer. Try and think about that. That is one reason that I started this podcast. It's kind of, you know, just branch out a little bit. Try something new. Get my feelings out there. Yeah, grow, I guess. Gives me a good opportunity to just talk and blabber on and figure some things out. But yeah, doing anything new, trying anything new is always, it's a scary, you know? So you want to learn a new instrument, or, you know, learn how to paint, or something new, something that you've always wanted to do, but you don't do it because it's scary. You know, anytime you aim higher, anytime you aim for a higher, better self, because, you know, we all have that version of ourselves that we see, and we're like, that's the person that I want to be. So anytime we do anything to better ourselves and like aim up a little bit higher, this gap between where you are now and this new you always it creates a judge, right? It creates a judge or a critic up here. And we don't like being judged on stuff. So it's like, you know, if you're trying to learn guitar, right? You want to be a good guitar player. So you've got this like guitar playing you sitting up here judging you every single time you sit down to practice, and you're like not feeling it. And it feels like shit, and you're just not getting it. You can't hit that chord, or your fingers aren't doing the things that you want them to be doing, and you've got this judge up here, you know, telling you, wow, dude, you suck. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that we suck. So a lot of times we just kill that judge and just chill here and right in our comfort zone. And, you know, nothing wrong with being comfortable, except for the fact that there kind of is a problem with staying too comfortable. When my mom graduated massage school, I went to that graduation, and one of her professors gave a speech. Professor, I'm not sure what is massage teacher. whatever, professor, instructor, you know what I'm saying, teacher, gave a speech, and she said, do something that makes you, every single day, do something that makes you uncomfortable. And that resonated with me because I'm a very comfortable guy. I always have been. I've always just enjoyed doing the bare minimum to get through and just kind of being happy where I'm at. I was like, fuck, well, I hate being uncomfortable. And that's kind of the point, is we don't want to do these things that make us feel uncomfortable or give us anxiety. We don't want to do it, so we'd rather just not face that and, chill. But the problem with that is the more you dodge this shit and the more that you don't do things that make you uncomfortable or fight the battles that you don't want to fight, or don't fight the battles that you should be fighting to become a better person and to grow as a person, what's inevitably going to end up happening is that we're going to get older and look back and just be fucking filled with regret. And that terrifies me more than, whatever sort of uncomfortability I'm going to be feeling with, whatever it is that I'm trying to do. Like this podcast, every single time I come out with one of these, I kind of try not to rewatch it. I have to while I'm editing or whatever, but, when I hear myself talk, I'm like, wow, Dave, you sound stupid. I judge myself. I judge every single one of these, and but I force myself to put it out anyway. Just do the damn thing, So if you have anything you're striving to do or want to do, just fucking do it. Easier said than done, I know, but it really does make you feel better to achieve things, whether they be small or big. It's better to start small and just tackle some little things. But we gotta grow, I think about that all the time. I've gathered this life that I'm living now. I've got this life and I have it here in my arms and I know it and I'm comfortable with it, and that's cool. But like, if I want to achieve something greater, which I know that I do, I know I want to be a better, bigger person. And sometimes in order to grab out for the things that will make you a better person, you got to drop some of the shit that you're holding, right? Our arms are full with this life, and sometimes you got to drop dead weight to reach out for things that could potentially make your life a more awesome. But it's scary, man. I know. Jordan Peterson is a really awesome psychologist. He says it's like you got to take poison. You got to take a little bit of poison every single day so that you don't overdose. So you don't overdose eventually when it all hits you at once. Because that's inevitably going to happen. We just shrink and shrink and shrink, and then all our battles that we decided to dodge are going to they're going to catch up to us at some point, and it's going to hit us hard. So yeah, I don't know. Do the thing. Write down things you want to do. I've gotten in a habit of I just went to I just went to the store and I got a bunch of those little like 50-cent notepads, a couple of pens, and I've started writing down fucking everything. I had just put them all around the house so that they're just around when I need them. Writing down ideas. Just ideas, random ideas, whatever that you might have for a project, something you want to do, some goals you want to achieve, and how you're going to achieve them. So you want to get into better shape, like write it down. I want to get into better shape. I want to be healthier. How are you going to do that? I'm going to walk. I'm just going to go for a walk every morning. At least it's doing something. It's taking a step in the right direction so you're not doing nothing. And it really does help to write the stuff down. It's like making a contract with yourself. Making schedules, make a schedule for yourself. Plan out a little schedule. Make yourself a nice little Monday. Write it out. Put some of the shitty things in there and make sure you do some of the shitty things that you don't want to do but know will make you a better person or closer to that person that you want to be. You might not want to do it, but make yourself do it, and then plan in something fun for yourself. But make sure that you're planning it, because otherwise you're just all willy-nilly. You can do whatever the fuck you want, and most times you'll choose to not take care of that stuff. So yeah, I don't know. The comfort zone scares me. It's scaring me, and I'm starting to feel it. I'm feeling it a bit right now. Like I need to do something. I need to change something. I don't know if that means like moving somewhere else, finding some big passion project and really working towards that. But something needs to change. I'm feeling too comfortable right now. Anyways, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that picture of Donald Trump and the baby? This came out a bit ago. This was like a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. It's been out for a minute, but I just thought it was funny. It's so the El Paso shootings happened, and Donald Trump went and visited an El Paso hospital to say what up to the victims, console the victims, but really it was just a media stunt for him. I think like seven of the patients didn't even want to see him for obvious reasons. And there's video footage of him talking to some of the hospital workers, and all he's talking about is how big his El Paso rally was, and how many people were there, and fucking there was another guy that had a rally, and he was like, that dude only had 400 people and mine was had thousands and thousands. Like, dude, do you even know the gravity of this situation at all? Are you thinking about like anyone else? There was this baby whose parents died trying to protect this baby in the shooting, and the baby got discharged from the hospital, but they had him brought back so that Trump could have a photo op, with the baby. And I don't know what they were planning to achieve here. You would think that this photo would be somber, sad, right? Maybe Trump holding the baby, consoling it or something, looking sadsies, maybe a little bit sadsies, giving the baby some love. Its parents just died tragically, but Melania is holding the baby, grinning, and Trump's just off to the side giving a thumbs up and smiling, giving a big old thumbs up. What the fuck, dude? Just not able to get a read on that situation at all. I don't think he's like, fuck yeah, we got the parents. I don't think that's what he was thinking there. I think he's too dumb to realize that. He's too dumb to realize, one, a bunch of people are going to take this picture the wrong way. Absolutely. He's too dumb to realize that he's dumb. It's this very real thing that all of us humans have. It's called the Dunning Kruger effect, where essentially if you're not smart enough to realize that you're not, a lot of people just aren't smart enough to realize that they are not smart. So They don't have the capacity to realize their shortcomings in a lot of areas. So they're super confident in everything that they do, and I feel like that's Trump. This is like the epitome. He's so confident in everything that he does. He's got the best people, he's got the best ideas, and he's so confident about everything, but he's just not competent in any of the stuff. So he's low on that scale. We all kind of fall victim to this effect in some way. They did a study where they tested a bunch of individuals on different subjects: reading, writing, arithmetic, humor, some other things, and then they asked all of these people after they were done taking the test how they thought they did. The people that did the worst thought that they did fucking awesome. They're like, hell yeah, I fucking aced that thing. I crushed it. And the people that did the very best thought they did pretty good. They probably could have done better, but I think I did pretty good. And then the people in the middle just weren't really, they were like, yeah, I don't know. Could have done good, but probably didn't do very good. I'm not feeling super confident about how I did. So they were really realistic with, their expectations of the outcome of the test, or their grade on it. So the graph is like this. If you're really dumb, you're really confident. So it's a competence-confidence scale. If you are not competent at all, you are really confident because you just don't have the wherewithal to realize your shortcomings. You don't critique. You don't self-critique. You're not self-deprecating at all. You just think you're awesome, which is dangerous. You end up doing a lot of things you probably shouldn't be doing. So you get real confident the dumber you are, and then it dips in the middle where it's just kind of like realistic. But for most of us, we're pretty realistic about our limitations and what we can and cannot do. And then it goes back up at the end towards those people that are really fucking proficient and really have mastered, like a master violinist or someone who's been practicing their entire lives. They're going to be really confident as well, but for the right reasons, because they fucking practice and they're really good at it. So they're going to have confidence as well. But it's funny, the lengths people go to look smart. You ever thought about that? Just like when you're getting into conversations with people, and maybe they've read an article, or they've watched a YouTube video, or they watched a TED Talk or something, and these people can talk your ear off about a certain subject, and they might not have all the information, but we fill in the gaps, and we think that we're pretty. And I used to do this shit too when I was a vegan. I never fucking pushed this on anyone. I was not one of those vegans that pushed, tried to push my agenda onto everybody else. But, if anyone did engage in conversation with me about diet or nutrition or whatever, I had watched one movie, maybe read a couple articles, but I was dead set on that. I knew all there was to know about the human body and how different foods affected it, and more I projected more than I actually knew. And it's the easy thing to fall into. It's an easy habit for us because we don't want to look dumb. So we fill in a lot of gaps with information that may or may not be true, but sounds right to us, and we're pretty confident that we know what we're talking about. There's a Jimmy Kimmel has this segment on his show, and I forget what it's called, but he sends a reporter out to the streets to interview people, and they'll ask him totally bogus questions. Like one of them was like, they asked him about a certain band. They were like, so what do you think about this band? And they just made up a band name. And a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, they're great. and then be like, well, what is it that you like about them? And be like, I just, I like their groove. I like the way that they make me feel. It's just emotionally, like they really hits my heartstrings, They really strike a chord with me. They would just go off on all this stuff. The band seems like the lead singer seems like a really good guy. He does a bunch of stuff for charity and blah. They would just like make stuff up completely. Because we don't want to look dumb, so we just try to look smart instead. So anyway, that's our president right now. Fucking baby's parents just died and you got a shit-eating grin on your face and a thumbs up. How did you not even realize that was gonna look bad? I don't know. Anyway, that's going to end it for this episode. That's all I've got. Thank you for joining me. Hope you all are having a real fantastic weekend, and I will see you on the next one.